Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to Watch This Now. High Fidelity is a half-hour dramedy series on Hulu that stars Zoe Kravitz as Rob. She owns her own record store in Brooklyn, New York City, so she's got it all going on. She's hanging out in her record store with her friends Simon and Charisse, but she has just gone through a breakup, so she's real sad. And so she's going through her top 5 greatest heartbreaks, all the while exploring a new romance with the character played by Jake Lacey. This is based on a book by Nick Hornby, but this show does such a great job of taking source material and then spinning it into something fresh and original and all its own. Now, if you caught my review for Lock and Key, which if you didn't, you should subscribe so you don't miss a single video, of course, but I was talking about how I was just bored and dissatisfied with TV recently, and I needed a good binge. I am not too ashamed to admit that I spent my Valentine's Day binging this show. I watched it in one afternoon. Yes, it was that good because this show is pure Zoe Kravitz. I love her in this show, and I've never really connected with Kravitz as an actress before. I mean, I think she's good, but she's always just been too chill. On Big Little Lies, I mean, it's I get it, you do yoga, but you look medically sedated. Blink twice if you need an ambulance, Zoe. But here she is so in command of her role. She is totally Rob. She is real. She's authentic. She's funny. You feel for her when she's up, and you feel for her when she's down. And she's down a lot in this show, and you really need a strong actress playing this type of character to pull it off. Otherwise, a lot of the actions and mistakes and things could get annoying. But what's so great about the character of Rob is you are so on board with her from beginning to end, and it was just such a delight. And what I think makes it work so well is that throughout the show, she is constantly narrating what's happening. She is turning to talk to the camera. You get exactly what's going on inside her mind. Now, post Deadpool, we've seen all types of projects try and do that fourth wall breaking thing, it's trying to be cool, but it doesn't always work. But here I think it fits the style of the show so perfectly. This is so effective because it's so good to just be with this character and hanging out with her. And this show is pure hangout. It is like Quentin Tarantino levels of just cool, the way you just want to hang out with these people in this record store. And there is such a great soundtrack playing throughout the entire season. This show is loaded with hits that are constantly playing in my car because I am that classic rock person. But if you are someone that does not like your content featuring music that is built around the sort of situations that are happening within the show or movie, you might find this a little cheesy and unappealing. I loved it. I loved the use of music in this show. I thought it was on point. I love the supporting characters. I love Simon. It was so good to see a character like Simon. He's the type of gay character that I don't see enough in TV shows and movies because he's just this chill record store dude. And there is an episode that is dedicated solely to Simon, and it was good to see it, but it was so painfully relatable. Have you ever seen something that is almost too representative of you and you're just oh my god, is that me? Am I that? I felt I needed to take an acid bath after to wash away the insecurities. But as good as that was, I kind of wish that they gave a solo episode to Charisse, because Divine Joy Randolph, she has just been killing it across the board in so many good things recently, and I wanted to see her have her own episode because Charisse is such a character. She is the best friend I wish I had. I mean, I have a best friend, but she's no Charisse. And Divine Joy Randolph is just so good in this role. She is on fire. She is so this character. This whole group, they just work so well together, and they really feel like friends, and it's why you do just want to be hanging out with them. My only problems with the show are really just that we spend so much time in this sort of regressive state with our main character as she's looking back on her mistakes and her relationships and all this stuff, and it doesn't feel to me like it does enough to create one solid full season story, and it doesn't do enough to set up the future. I mean, it sets up our character, and this is something I normally complain about shows where a season is spent just to lay the foundation. You really kind of have to do that with TV, and I think this season does a really great job of laying the foundation of what this show is, and I appreciate that Very much, but the downside to that is there isn't enough of a focus of where we'd be going forward, what storylines would be happening. It feels like, yeah, we know what the drill is, we're hanging out with Rob. But one thing that I have to say I think they make really work, and this is credit to Zoe Kravitz again for just being so good in the role, but you have this main character who is quite self-destructive, and it could be so easy to just get bogged down with all the mistakes and the dumb things that she does and just be like, girl, get it together. But you're really with this character, and I think that foundation was needed in order for that to work. And ultimately, I think High Fidelity was great. You know you want to get on and watch it so that we can get a second season. You know you're going to do that. Get Hulu for this. I don't care. Just watch it. High Fidelity is fantastic. I'm going to give season 1 of High Fidelity a 4 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it's doing its thing so well, and I had such a good time with it. Again, I watched it in one full afternoon, and if you're not that type of viewer, you could easily split this up and finish it within a week or so. It's an easy, good binge, so if you need a fresh TV show just to have something to throw on at night, then you know what? High Fidelity should be the number 1 on your list. What did you guys think? Hopefully you already watched it, because this show needs eyeballs, and I'd love to talk about this one in the comments below. So let me know what you thought of it, and feel free to throw out any requests if there's anything you want to see covered here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. As always, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.